Hi, my name is Ryan Hall, and I'm an author. I love stories, and if you don't mind, I'd love to tell you a story right now.
It was a hot and muggy night in the summer of 1987. I was 10 years old. I had just gone with my grandfather, Melbourne Ivy, to check on an irrigation rig. Granddaddy was an award-winning farmer, by the way. Granddaddy had gotten word that a piece of irrigation equipment wasn't working, so we came over here to check on that. There were a lot of fireflies out that night, and as we sat in his old truck, Granddaddy had me convinced that those fireflies were a race of alien monkeys set on sabotaging irrigation equipment. I bought it hook, line, and sinker. Keep in mind, I was 10 years old. But it was that night that I knew I wanted to become an author. I wanted to turn that amazing story into something he could read.
Over the years, I've written a lot of material. I've written screenplays, stage plays, TV scripts, none of which were ever produced, by the way. I've written short stories, I've written some bad poetry, and more radio commercials than I can really count. But I've always wanted to write a novel. Written in the Stone is the story of a man named Ethan. Ethan has what many might consider to be a pretty cool life. He is an American living and working in London. He is a globetrotting magazine reporter, and he's married to an up-and-coming British actress. Now, Ethan has suffered for his job. While he was covering the Iraq War, he was held hostage for a brief time, and this, let's just say, got him a little bit of fame that he really didn't want. After a long day of meetings and other aspects of Ethan's job that he doesn't feel are quite as glamorous as being on the front lines when a big story hits, he gets news of a pretty major tragedy that happens in his family back in his small Alabama hometown. As Ethan is taking care of his family business in Alabama, he gets a pretty major story just dropped in his lap. Now, this is a story that can shake the very foundation of the highest levels of American government. A story that Ethan just happens to be a central character. All the while he's chasing the story of a lifetime, Ethan also tries to keep his family from falling apart in front of his very eyes. The story in Written in the Stone has been a part of me for the better part of the last 6 years. And I am honored and blessed to finally be able to share this story with you. The best way to get your hands on a copy of Written in the Stone is to get online. I do hope to be able to get the book into independent booksellers and perhaps some not so independent ones here in the near future, but as of now, online is the only way to get it. Don't forget that autographed copies of Written in the Stone are available on my website as well. Now, I'm only going to be signing the paperback copy. I'm not going to sign your Kindle device. It's just weird, man. Thank you so much for watching here today. Thank you so much for your support. Oh, and go buy my book. You'll be glad you did.